Welcome back! What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a nice Christmas Eve. Today we're gonna look at something really interesting. Some of my favorite playing cards, as you may know, are the David Blaine White Lions playing cards, whether they are the black ones or the red ones or the blue ones. But today I'm gonna share with you a few secrets that you may not know about these playing cards. Secrets that David Blaine himself has hidden into the design that might make these some of your favorite cards as well. Before we get into the video, guys, if you like this content, if this content satisfies and satiates your needs, go ahead and like the video, helps out. All right, let's jump right into it. First thing, before anything, we're gonna look at the tuck cases because on these boxes are something very special that you may have completely overlooked. There are card reveals. What is a card reveal? A card reveal is when a spectator chooses a card and you find a magical way to reveal it. Well, on these boxes, or tuck cases as they're known, there are some reveals. Now, on the White Lions Series B Red, there is a hidden 7 of diamonds. Have a look at that. You see it right there? 7 of diamonds. So the spectator can choose a 7 of diamonds and you can reveal it on the tuck case itself. As for the Black Lions, you have a 5 of hearts reveal. Can you find it? Can you see it? Right about the center of your screen right there. And that is a 5 of hearts. Cool little nugget of hidden Easter egg magic. Number 2 on the White Lions on the back of the flap. So you have the flap here. Well, on the back of this flap, you have a sticker. Now, it reads, supposed to read playing cards, as you can see, play cards, right? So, I mean, the mind assumes that the word playing cards is written there. No. A surprise awaits you. Actually, what's written on there, if you take off the little seal, a gluey little seal, whoop, there's a word, and that word reads indigo. So normally it would say playing cards, but it says play in indigo and then cards. So you might be wondering to yourself what the word indigo means. And if you've ever seen a David Blaine special, it is a word that he uses as a reveal as well. You see him do this in one of his latest specials where he reveals a word on the wall, a color. He asks them basically to think of any color, and the most random word of all, they think of indigo.
Think of any color. You're thinking of it? Do you want to tell everybody what your color is?
No, I want you to tell me.
Now, how do they think of indigo? That's a trade secret known to David Blaine, and we won't get into that. But he uses that, and there's another piece of nugget of information. Now, for the next secrets, this is really super intricate and really brilliant. This is probably why these cards are my favorite playing cards of all. It's a combination of multiple hints and Easter eggs that David's left us in this deck. First of all, the name is White Lions. White Lions. Sounds normal, but it's actually a hint, and we'll get to that hint in a second. The other interesting fact about these cards is that they are marked. You can look at the back of the card and you can tell exactly what that card is. The marking system is incredibly ingenious and super smart, kind of hard to read, but if you get the hang of it, you're just like, it blew my mind the first time I found out how these cards were marked. Here's another hint that tells you that these cards are marked. It's right here. On the side of the tuck case, the person who designed this is Mark Stutzman. And it says Mark D. Stutzman, as in Mark D. Now that may seem a little trivial to you, but if you have the black editions, you also have designed by Mark Stutzman. It's gonna be a little hard to read here. Designed by Mark Stutzman, but there's no D. It's simply Mark Stutzman, not Mark D. Stutzman. That is the first hint that these cards are marked. And as I said, the second hint is the name itself of the cards. They are called White Lions. Now, what does White Lions sound like when you say it quickly? Say it, White Lions, White Lions, White Lions, White Lions. See what I'm saying? The back of this playing card design is made up of those spade logos. If you look at the negative space, you kind of start to see some white lines going down diagonally everywhere in both directions. Well, those lines are exactly what you need to read what these cards are. Here's the interesting part. Let's start with this one. I'm not going to show you what the card is, but if you kind of unfocus your eyes a little bit, and I'm not sure if this is going to work for the camera or not, but if you kind of unfocus your eyes, you start to see 2 lines that are kind of more prevalent than any other line on there. Let's see if you can spot them. two lines down the middle, close together, right down the middle, if you unfocus your eyes, are a little bit more prevalent than all the other lines. Now, it's kind of like one of those optical illusions when you were in school and you pressed your nose to like a thing and then you backed up and then you start to see the image. Kind of like that. You have to unfocus and relax your eyes and you will see those lines. When they're in the middle like that, means it's a 2. That determines the value. Now this is a 3. Can you tell where the lines are now? But this time, they are a little bit more spaced out. 4, consequently, would also be more spaced out. As you can tell, there's one right here, and another one right here. Naturally, you go to the 5, even more spread out. And here's the 7. This is the 7. 7's probably one of the hardest ones to read because it's right along the edges. So if you, the outside, right around here. All right, those ones are gonna be a little bit harder to read, but here's the beauty of these. You can read these markings from 20 feet away. Don't believe me? I've left a link in the bio where you guys can check out these cards for yourself. You literally can have somebody hold a card up 10 feet away, look at the back of it, because the way the design is and the distance allows your eyes to relax even more, it sort of blurs it out of focus. You can see those lines much more clearly than if you were up close. That's 2 through 7. So what about 8 through king? Same thing, except the orientation is now on the other side. As you can see, there are 2 lines, 1, 2, down the center, which are a little bit wider. You can probably make that out if you just relax your eyes for a second. And that would be the king. So now we're opposite. We're starting at the king, and then it's gonna go queen, which looks a lot like the 3, but in the other orientation. Again, you can make the 2 lines out, which go down here and here. And then jack, 10, 9, 8. Those are the markings, except we're missing one. Let's see if you guys can spot the marking for the ace yourselves. Starting on my index all the way down to the other corner, which is a little bit thicker than the other ones. It's just one simple line. That would be the ace. So that's how you determine the value of the cards. To determine the suits of the cards is a different method, is a different tactic, which is kind of cool. If I flip through the top corner, you might be able to see subtle changes. Do that again. Keep your eyes on those spade logos. Notice some of them get darker and some of them get lighter. These 4 spades here, one of them will always be darker. Now this one here is currently darker. That means it's a club. So all you really have to do is go through your cards, have a look at the different suits, notice the differences, and you will automatically know what suit in what number or value that card is simply by looking at the back of it. Now those are the markings. Again, some of my favorite marking systems. I don't use them as much as I should just because they're a little bit hard to read, but I do think that it is very cool. It's kind of like an Easter egg and you got to figure this out. So it took me a while to figure it out, but eventually got it down. Another secret is in the ace of spades. The ace of spades depicts this beautiful woman standing there. But if you look very closely at her chest, you can make out the face of a lion. David's always about adding these beautiful visual illusions into his cards. Another reason why I really like them. And another thing, and this is not really a secret, but the faces of the cards actually depict people that are close to David. For instance, you have David Blaine himself on the King of Spades, looking broody as ever. And you have one of my very close friends and consultant to David Blaine and one of his best friends in the world, super genuine guy, featured him on this channel before. You got my buddy Doug McKenzie right here. Such a good looking guy, Dougie. And finally, I'm going to leave you with one final reveal that David left us to find in the White Lions cards. So let's say, for instance, the spectator chooses a card and they choose this one. Without looking at it, I lose it into the deck and I say, you know what? I think your card is right here. Have a look. And they go, no, it's not. And I said, no, no, no. but she's holding your card. And then they freak out. So a cool little reveal on the Queen of Spades. And there is one more secret in this deck, and that is the order that the cards come in. Unfortunately, I will not get into that, as that is a magician's secret. It's something that I use all the time, but if you're willing to put the time in and effort in to learn more about the sequence that the cards are in, it can be a very powerful tool. But for now, I will leave that a secret. And that's up to you if you choose to pursue and fall down the rabbit hole. Again, I'll leave the link below. You can get these cards and you can find out for yourself what other secrets that this deck may hold. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you found this information to be valuable. I felt like making this video because, again, I want to showcase why these are some of my favorite cards in the entire world, and they handle very, very well. They last super long. I perform at gigs with David Blaine's cards all the time because they look super fancy and they handle really well. Plus, they have a whole bunch of little built-in secrets that I use for my own performances. So again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and we'll see you on Christmas Day with a brand new tutorial, which is Monday. So until then, have a Merry Christmas Eve, and we will see you on Monday. Peace.